Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So I said I was going to do another video today. Here it is. Yes, I went and got my hair cut in between the first video and this one. And I mean, my hair looks darker. It's got to be something she put on my hair. But no, I didn't get my hair colored or anything. Either that or my hair is getting darker or I'm aging backwards or something. Anyway, yeah, no lines at the hair salon. I didn't mind that at all. I'm an introvert and a recluse. Uh, but one thing, the hairstylist eyes lit up when I when she saw what kind of a tip I gave her. You know, and this is a point that I want to make in this video. If you do go somewhere that people rely on tips, such as a hair salon and what have you, please keep their position in mind. These people are reliant on these things. They would be probably quarantining themselves if they could, but they're not in the financial position to do so. You know, and yet their income is taking a tremendous hit on this. So be nice, keep them in mind, and tip well. So going beyond that, something else I wanted to bring up here is people hoarding. Now, so many people have been hoarding so much that they've stripped the shelves bare of things that they don't need to strip the shelves bare of. No, you don't need to stock up on 6 months of tampons or I don't know, your vitamins or what have you. I'm sure that you'll be fine. So what's happening here is that so many people, like I just described, the ones that are reliant on tips, they're low income, elderly people, people on welfare and Social Security on fixed incomes, and people that work paycheck to paycheck, minimum wage, they can't afford to hoard all this stuff. They have to think about how they're going to keep a roof over their head and the electricity on, and many times pay for their medications, what have you. So when other people that have the means strip the shelves bare, you don't know when those things are going to be in stock. Again, so you're taking away from the most vulnerable in society. And I wish people had been listening to me a few weeks ago, weeks before this became a domestic problem, and I mean it. Months ago, I was telling people to stock up on certain things. If people had been listening to me then and stocking up on things gradually, then this stuff with the store shelves being stripped bare wouldn't be happening. There's no real reason to be stocking up on toilet paper, except that you don't want to go out and get it. And you shouldn't be afraid that much of going out to get toilet paper unless you are immunocompromised, unless you have an existing respiratory or cardiac condition, you're under chemotherapy or something like that. I mean, chances are you're going to get the coronavirus at some point. You will. You probably will. So but think about other people. Stay in touch with people that you work with, people in your family, your friends, your social circles that are in this position where they may not have the resources that you've got. All right, so let's go into the second part, which is the misrepresentation of the coronavirus by the media, by the government, all the fear-mongering. So for this, I'm going to use the U.S. statistics that I heard earlier today. So right now, from what I heard, there have been 4,000 cases of people with the coronavirus in the United States. And 71 people have died. Now, pay attention to what this tells you and what it does not tell you. Number one, 4,000 people have tested positive for the coronavirus. First of all, that does not tell you 4,000 people are sick with the coronavirus. That just tells you how many people have tested positive for contact with the coronavirus. That doesn't tell you how many people have been tested. So it doesn't give you a percentage. 4,000 people out of, 400,000 tested, I don't think that many people have been tested yet, but it doesn't matter. You have no idea how many negative tests there have been. But of course, a negative can wind up being positive later. But just because you test positive for it doesn't mean that you're sick from it. All right? And that brings the second point of what is not stated here. 71 people with the coronavirus have died. Stating 71 people have died does not mean 71 people have died from the coronavirus. That says 71 people with the coronavirus have died. Let me give you an example. If you tested every hospital patient in the United States right now, every nursing home patient in the United States right now, probably 80% of them would test positive for having Tylenol in their system. So if 100 of those people died, you could say, 500,000 people tested positive for Tylenol, and 100 people have died. That doesn't mean those 100 people died from Tylenol. Do you understand the correlation here? Correlation is not causation. That's not science. That's fear-mongering. 71 people have died. Well, how many of them were in stage 4, end-stage cancer or, COPD and had weeks, left to live? I posted videos on my own Facebook page from a virologist, from a physician, and they point out that it has been a norm for years now. There's more than one type of coronavirus, but for years they have tested people on ventilators and so forth that died, and between 7 and 15% of them tested positive for some form of coronavirus. That doesn't mean the coronavirus killed them. One big problem here is just because they test for the coronavirus does not mean that they tested for anything else. What if that person also has influenza? Influenza A, B, what have you? What if some of a common problem with people on ventilators and so forth is MRSA. And that can absolutely be deadly. Nosocomial infections, hospital-acquired infections, are very common. Way too common. So you can't blame all the deaths on the coronavirus. I've already brought up the percentages from China. Now, so far, what is it? I'm going to say 100,000 people worldwide have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. And just the Wuhan region of China has 11 million people. You're still talking about less than 1% of the population being diagnosed, positively diagnosed with the virus. And they expect the number of people that have actually contracted the virus to be much, much higher. And then they say in the Wuhan region of China that the mortality rate is 3.4%. Okay? 3.4% of 1% is 0.034%. Look at the total number of people in the same time frame that have died from the flu. Look at the same number. Look at the number of people in the same time frame, maybe even in the same region, that have contracted the flu, become seriously ill from the flu, that have died from the flu. They're using numbers that are meant to terrify you. Now, one thing's absolutely for certain. I am a nurse. I will not be quarantining. I cannot quarantine myself. Unless I become ill, and I quarantine myself mostly from my social circle, I will not be able to quarantine myself. I'm going to be right in the middle of it. I work for the Alabama prison system. I work for, when I get to work, if the coronavirus gets in, which it will eventually, then I'm dealing with 3,000 inmates, plus officers, plus other medical staff, plus office staff, all in a closed system. A closed system. Open bay prisons. People with really bad hygiene. IV drug abusers that have virtually no immunity to begin with. Yeah, I mean, our infection rate, our mortality rate is going to be much higher than the general population. So what are my chances of getting it? I'm going to put it pretty much at 100% at some point. At some point, I'm going to get it. I'm not questioning it. So, I'm just accepting it and keeping going. That's all I can do. Because I'm not quitting my job. Who the hell is going to take care of the patients? If all the nurses quit because we want to quarantine ourselves, and all the doctors and all the medical people quit, who's taking care of anybody? We're the ones that are right in the thick of it. So, you know, only thing that we can do is try to limit our exposure to our social circles and what have you, and the general public. But, you know, once it's out, okay? The terror that people are engaging in is far more dangerous. It's even probably at this point, it's more dangerous to your health because it's driving up your blood pressure and your stress hormones. And you know, after this is over, I expect to see several things. The birth rate is going to go through the roof 9 months from now. The bankruptcy rate and business failure rate for small businesses is going to be phenomenal. And for individuals, if Congress doesn't act, the eviction rate and foreclosure rate is going to be worse than 2008. And the divorce rate is going to be like nothing we've ever seen from all the people that are quarantined with their loving significant others for 2 months. Yeah, have fun with that. Thank God I'm single. Anyway, if you're quarantined, you know, with your family, please give each other some space and, you know, some leniency. Care about each other. You know, if you have to make schedules, negotiate this or that or whatever, do so. Talk to each other and keep things on an even keel, okay? Don't wind up in situations where you do permanent damage to your relationships with people you care about, please. All right, that's it. I think that's long enough. So have a good day. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help me expand my channel and, you know, keep things going. And I'm still going to keep things going, but I'd like to get it going out further. So thank you very much. I'm leaving the link to the PayPal below. And check out issuesunite.com. And I will see you later.